All right, guys. Video for Tuesday 10-6, assignment number 6. As you can tell, this week's going to be a little bit shorter. Some of you will be able to do this video in a matter of 5 minutes or so. I'm going to keep it short, and then the assignment's going to take you another 5 minutes. So if you're caught up, it's an easy week. If you're not caught up, I urge you to go back and finish things up. So we're working into functions. I believe this is section 2.2. It's something we're going to do when we come back, but we figured we'd just introduce it this week to get it in your mind. So remember, we're talking about functions right now and relationships. And so the idea is that when I plug in a value, I get out a value. So the growth rate of Bermuda grass is equal to 5.9x plus 3.5, where x is days. So the growth rate in inches is right here. So this is the growth. All right? So that's the growth. So if we were going to look at something like this and we were going to graph it, it would look something like, here's the height or the growth, and here's the number of days, right? And it starts at 3.5 inches. That's what that tells us. It starts at 3.5. So at 3.5, and then it takes off and it goes up at a slope right here, like that. It goes at a positive slope of 5.9. And then you've got 0 day, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It just keeps going like that. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Okay? So that's what it looks like graphically. So what we're really talking about is if I plug in the number of days, I will get out the growth. Remember we talked about that? We have x, and that gives us f of x. So for this particular one, they ask us to say, okay, the height is 3 days. So if I plug in x, I get f of 3. This looks a little familiar from the other day. 5.9 times 3 plus 3.5. So the height in 3 days will be, sorry, I don't have my calculator, guys. I'll have to go look at it. 20.95 is going to be 20.95. So f of 3 is 20.95, meaning if I put in this x, I get out 20.95 inches. So if I go over to my graph, at 3, we're way up here. At 3, we're at 20.95 inches of growth. So that's what we're looking at right there. There's my point. 3 and 20.95. Remember, we're always working with an x and a y, an x and a y, an x and a y, always. All right, so this one is a little different. How many days until the grass is 50.45 inches tall? So I know orange may not be very visible, but if we go all the way up to 50.45, we go over here, and then it's gonna mesh up with the line somewhere right here, and we're gonna come down and we're gonna say, oh, what's the question here? So I've got the point 50.45. I just need to find what my x is. Well, this is my output. So if we look at it this way, my f of x is 50.45. I need to find my x. So then I use my equation. Here's my relationship or my function. I know my growth is 50.45. And that is equal to 5.9 x plus 3.5. Now we just got an equation for you guys to solver. You're going to solver it. You're going to subtract 3.5 from both sides. So I get 50.45 minus 3.5 equals 5.9x. I don't have my calculator, so I'm going to make it look a little different, guys. I'm going to divide both sides by 5.9, so I'm going to get 50.45 minus 3.5 divided by 5.9 equals x. And if you do the math for that, I think it comes out to about 8 days. So I think it comes to approximately 8 days, right in around 8 days. Somebody can do the math for me and double check on me. So my number of days is 8. So if I go over here, this is now 8. This is now 8. So that's how functions work. All right, so one more quick one here, guys, is putting it in standard form. Standard form. So put this in standard form, -3 over 10 x equals 8y minus 5. So standard form is this. ax plus by plus c equals 0. Standard form in different books comes in different kind of ideas. It's a plus. They use a plus here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So let's maneuver things. So we can't have any fractions, and we've got to have a first with the x value b, and then the constant is equal to 0. So let's go through here. So since I have a fraction, I'm just going to multiply everything by 10. So I'm going to multiply this by 10. I'm going to multiply this by 10. So if I multiply this by 10, this cancels and I get -3x equals 80y minus 50. Now I got to move everything over to the left side. So if I move everything over to the left, I get -3x minus 80y plus 50 equals 0. So now at this point, I can multiply through by a negative so I can keep a positive. So it's either this, or if I multiply by a negative all the way through, I get 3x plus 80y minus 50. So multiply everything through by a negative, and either one works. And so my A is 3, my B is 80, and my C is -50. And I think that is it for your, did I do a math wrong here? What did I do wrong? Oh, that's fine. No, I just wrote down the problem wrong. We're good. That's it right there. Double check. Yep, we got it. So we are good. Here we go. We want to multiply through to try to make it a positive. This is an equivalent equation as that. You guys are good to go. And that is the video for 10-6 already, guys. Good luck.